from the 60s. The family is doing something more. This is not a winery only. This is way much more. This is a whole village back from the 11th century. Now it's only 28 inhabitants, but it's about 300,000 bottles of red wine produced every year. Okay, so this is pretty much a very good ratio. The plan for today is to visit some of the wine cellars, not all of them, because it's pretty much impossible. So today we are a group. And then we are about to taste 4 of the wines we produce out of the 2 properties Castello di Volpaia own. The first one is Chianti. You saw the vineyard while driving up here. It's about 120 acres. And then it's Maremma on the coast of Tuscany, on the seaside, about 15 hectares. This is where we produce white and fresh Cabernets. Okay? We'll talk about the wines while tasting them. First, we focus on the wine cellar. Okay, you can follow me, we can start from over. A super big group of today. You guys from Florida?
Yes. Miami.
Where originally?
Cuba.
Cuba. Next time, Today is such a mixed group. I think people coming from Brazil, from the US, from Australia, from Italy. So, unfortunately or fortunately, English is gonna be our common language for today. Spanish speakers, if you don't understand super well my bad Italian accent and English, you can raise your hand, stop me, and you ask me all of the Spanish questions that you want. Italians as well. Australian, I'm sorry, but my English is not mother tongue. Brazilians, eu não falo muito bem português, mas vamos entender um pouco. Okay, let's go. Follow me.
Bravo di te.
It's your very first time here in Volpaia? No one before?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, in this
This is very strange. It looks like a medieval town, but it's not. I know, I live here from 3 years now. And I know this is the winery I'm working for. So from the outside, everything is back to the medieval time. But inside the buildings, everything is modern. Okay. The churches are wine tasting rooms now. The buildings is bottling line areas. And the doors are hiding lab for the tastings and analysis. And the villas are the offices. But the wine cellars are hidden behind the wooden doors. You see, there is a cellar here. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of them are very small, and all of them are spread within all of the buildings you're looking at from now on. Okay, everything is very old. Still using these keys to open the medieval doors. Okay. But inside, trust me, everything is high-tech, it's modern, it's made of stainless steel, big tanks for the fermentation and whatever. But outside, the family always been in love with the style and the beauty of this town. So our aim is to preserve and respect. And then inside, we try to do as many bottles as possible. But this is very difficult. Now modern wineries are very gigantic structure. Inside, it's way easy to work. Here, it's very difficult because the cellars are literally everywhere. But in somehow, we just sorted out a way to connect all of the cellars, not here, but below your feet, on the underground. I'll show you how. You can if you want. Vamos a entrar acá.
Sorry.
Stainless steel pipeline system. This is the Italian vino dotto, a wine duct. I don't know if it's an English official word, but these are just simply stainless steel pipeline system, allowing us to connect all of the cellars of the town on the underground. Now it's winter, it's off season. There's no one visiting Volpaia except us. But imagine the village during summer season. This is very hot temperature. And there's overcrowded. There's people, thousands of visitors every day. Here, to move wine, it's impossible because of safety, but also because it's very hot. on the underground is always cold. It's always stable. And no one can touch our wines while in the moving because of different preparation. So it's the tanks, it's the barrels, it's the bottle. Wine is always moving, hidden on the underground below your feet. And this is now, you see, it's gravity. Because the village was a castle. That's why our name is Castello di Volpaia. But now it's a beautiful town where the employees are living and making the wines inside. Okay, so everything must be preserved, but everything must work for the quality of the red wines we've been producing from the 1960s to now. Okay, the same family is doing the same wine with the same blends and the same grapes from the same vineyards in those same crazy little wines. Okay, now I'll show you some fermentation environment upstairs. Okay. No, fortunatamente è tutto molto semplice. Ma allora il grande flusso di cantine molto separate viene spostamento di cantine che vediamo grandi spostamenti anche sotto le chiese. So the most important square of the village is not the one where we met. That's the touristic one with the restaurants. I'm sorry, all of the restaurants closed, by the way. And will open when we start the season again around March. But the most important square in Volpaia for us is this one where we are right now. This is where the tractors will drive the grapes we harvest by hand from the vineyard. All right? Imagine more than 120 acres being hand-picked one by our workers, driven by our tractors, and everything is being dumped over there, okay? So we will receive during the harvest days all of those grapes every single day. Grapes are going on the underground, where we separate the grapes from stems. Stems is zero waste, it's compost, so everything is brought back to the vineyard as natural fertilizer. Our grapes are being pumped over there. These are not houses. These are not offices. These are wine cellars. Okay? As soon as you open one of those big wooden doors, as I told you, the environment you can discover, it's super modern. Okay, you can get close. We are entering if you want. Let me switch on the light. You can tell the contrast Volpaia is building here. Outside, everything is old. Like those bricks are the original ones back to the 1170s. But inside, everything must be modern because the quality of the wines we're releasing every day. So it's a beautiful contrast outside and inside. As soon as we close the door back, we jump back in the past. As soon as we open the door, we jump into the future. And this is very important because of the respect of the style of the village, but also the respect of the production that must be going on for us by selling the bottle and investing back again in everything we've been building from the 60s. Okay, you can follow me inside. As you can see, the big stainless steel tanks we're using for the fermentation of the wines are very, 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 very big ones. Everything is custom size made, and as you can see, there is no space left between a tank and another. Space is king. If we lose space, we lose wine. If we lose wine, we lose money. If we lose money, we lose the possibility to invest input time. And so the tanks are literally custom size, and as big as possible, one is laying on top of the other. We go always altitude. We cannot destroy the wall and create larger spaces. Us is adapted to the village, never vice versa. Tanks on top of the other, and then structures and steps are allowing the winemakers to climb up and to work on multiple levels. But the only way possible to have those gigantic tanks here inside was to destroy the rooftops and crane them through the ceilings. Those tanks are very, very big ones, are not entering through the doors like we were. And so the only way possible was to destroy the rooftops of the buildings. It's not only here, also in another ones. Craning all of the tanks, rebuilding the rooftops using the same style in order not to damage the style of the town. And building structures like these, super modern inside, but respecting the style of the village from the outside. And this is very crazy, because it's very, very delicate. And to work here is very, very difficult, because everything is custom size, and the sizes are difficult to respect while receiving the grapes and while working on the wines. But it's crazy if you think that those tanks we are looking at right now are just a tiny, tiny, tiny little quantity of the hundreds of different tanks were spread in the whole village. As soon as the barrels we are looking at right now on the underground are some barrels of the hundreds barrels we hid them on the underground of the churches, the houses, the buildings, and the castles. Okay, so wine is made here always. We need stainless steel to control temperature always. But the red wines are always going on the underground, but the temperature is naturally stable. No need to use AC or whatever, okay? Now, there's a shortcut over there. We are going to discover some of the barrels, okay?
The part of the process, is this fermentation right now?
Fermentation first, okay? While receiving the grapes, fermentation is first thing, all right? So the first part of the process is transforming the sugars of the grapes into alcohol.
So you're controlling it basically 10 degrees during the fermentation.
And the transformation will be possible by adding the yeast we create in our own lab, okay? Once the fermentation will be done, it's a process requiring about 2 weeks, 10 days time. The wine is almost ready. We press all of the skins left, and when wine will be ready, everything is being pushed on the underground, below your feet, where big barrels are waiting for us. All right? Perfect. Feel free to take pictures. I'm waiting for you. Y toda la pavimentación ambiente di fermentazione, ma questo è un ambiente di fermentazione. C'è un altro ambiente di fermentazione.
Mi sembravano pochi.
No. You can come?
And it's also what you're trying to do with the molecules.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's certain, with the wine, they may not, if it had the temperature higher, you would get, the product will be an undesirable.
Exactly.
But it's just interesting when, because
Do you know if other wines are made at different temperatures or if in general?
I don't know. I'd have to check. White wines maybe.
There's no one checking the
I said, you open the door.
multiple fridge stations, so expenses we're facing to cool down and we wine making inside. So even in places like this one, very, very old, used to be a stable, plenty of animals here back then. Now we just took the roof off, as you can see by looking over there. And those gigantic super high altitude tanks are just being laid from the ceiling using cranes. And so fermentation environment is not only the one we saw first, it's everywhere in the town. Okay. Now just open to you guys 2 of the main doors to let you understand how the process is working. But if you visit us during September, October, during the harvest, you can see with your own eyes this open-air museum. All of the doors will be completely open, of course. Grapes are being received from the vineyard, and it's plenty of people working, trying to make the best high quality wine possible here inside. All right? Tourism is getting so difficult during those days. Okay? So please take your pictures far away from winemakers that are way less polite than me. All right? Once everything is done here, wine's ready, let's go on the underground to see where the barrels are hidden since the very beginning. Okay? Castello di Volpaia didn't invent winemaking here. Actually, way before the 60s, talking about the 50s, multiple little families, they were producing their own little wine quantities on the underground of the village. Temperature always have been stable down the stairs. And so there were already multiple little wines. But that family was kind of able to acquire all of the minority ones and create what the big one of today is really Castello di Volpaia. All right. We pass by over there. You just please mind the steps while we're going on the underground. Okay?
Do you do tours all year?
Almost all year round.
Yeah, even when it's busy.
Except when I'm taking day offs. I really need vacation too, you know. Mind the steps, madam, what's
No
going
problem.
on?
Wow.
Actually, from memory course, I think it was more like 35.
That's what I was thinking.
These are some of the French oak barrels we use to age our Chianti Classicos red wines. Right? All of the red wines we produce here are always aging on the barrel. Some wines are aging 1 year, some wines are aging 2 years, some wines are aging in the big barrel, some wines are aging in the small barrel. But all of the red wines aging in the oak. Big barrels, this is almost 3,000 liters each. French oak. Sangiovese we grow here is very discussion of temperature is really important. Because of that, the wine's always a little bit more elegant and less structured, less full body. That's why we believe in the quality of French oak for our wines, okay? The coolest thing about the barrels is that those barrels are gigantic if you consider how small the doors are. Those barrels are not lasting forever. These are the ones we need to replace every 25 years, 30 years, let's say. And so we gotta destroy them to bring all of the components outside. From the outside, we will bring back here new materials. And professional coopers will need to assemble and build all of them one by one, custom sized directly here on the underground of this town, of these churches or whatever, where you can see nothing but lights. There's no need of air conditioning systems, humidity systems or whatever. As you can see by looking at the mold on the ceilings, humidity just been studied so perfect here. Temperature is always between 15, 16, 17, max 18 Celsius. So it's pretty stable here. And red wines we've been producing here from the 60s would have asked for a better natural environment than on the underground of a medieval town. But you see the expenses and the costs we need to face to replace them, and having all of them custom size built every 25 years is so much more than modern wineries of today we've been talking about. That's why there is always so much more behind the label of a winery and behind the prices per bottle you can see simply in the shop and whatever. This winery is trying to maximize every single inch of this town into production to be able to survive. And barrels, as you can see, are literally everywhere. Here, next room, we are exiting now, or many, many multiple other rooms in the whole town. Questo è un colmatore, posso in italiano? Il colmatore è un sistema di protezione, se sottovuotasse l'aria, perché la botte è piena di vino, addirittura è straborda. Io vi ho detto che qua dentro ci sono 3.000 litri di vino, in realtà c'è 3.000. You didn't expect that, I guess.
What?
I mean, the whole wine world hidden within a town.
It's beautiful. Amazing. What do they use the old oak for? I like the old oak.
We built the table of our ration. The oak you can see at the table is made of the old oaks of the barrels we're not using anymore.
Beautiful.
Vamos, salimos de acá.
You first, please.
Okay. Sorry. I love the oak, it's so beautiful.
Tiffany, you're gonna go somewhere, and it's gonna be really hot.
No, don't do it.
They're eating every single one.
Beautiful.
So this is the wine engine. Okay. From here they're going in bottles. But the blend, so the mix, it's here. This is 60,000 liters of wine. It's a 3-floor size directly. Questa è una 600 installata qua.
600, guarda, mi torna 600 e qualcosa. No, ce n'era un di là.
Francesco, Francesco,
È tutto un buon casino, c'è anche da 102, cioè sono tutte proprio a livello di diametro, anche 68 sotto. È tutto fatto per massimizzare il
diametro così.
però cambialo per un bordo intero, 300.000 ne fai.
Questa hai detto 600?
Sì, sì.
qui.
Skins out.
Yeah.
Whenever skins are not used anymore for the fermentation, we just pushed out of the cellars, and tractors will be driving the skins into distilleries for the production of grappa.
Grappa. Oh wow.
No, non si fermenta e
No, that's good for buildings, but it's better for people.
Ya dile qué es eso, explicando. Está ahí para ahí, tú no sabes lo que es.
Por aquí corre tutto il vino corre
Por
por
aquí
ahí.
tiran el vino, pero eso es they open up, you make protects them. The wine stand.
We go over there?
Pouring out the wine.
Yeah, no.
Are you staying nearby?
In Florence, my friends live in Florence.
Oh, you're staying with friends? Yeah. I stayed in a very beautiful place in Firenze, Villa Agape. It's really gorgeous, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of nice places.
How long are you visiting?
I'm here for 2 nights. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a tour on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, beautiful. Do you do many tours?
This is our first Italian wine tour and wine tasting. We go to California
Napa
every
Valley.
few years, yeah.
Right,
We do that.
You live in...
On the east side in Pennsylvania, the
Oh,
northeast.
right, beautiful. Yeah, it's pretty special, this place.
It's amazing. Beautiful.
Very.
Choose this one.
Oh, just online. Booking.com, I saw the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I definitely wanted to come here, but I didn't realize how gorgeous it was actually. And actually it was quite booked out, and because over New Year it's very busy. And they close on the 7th until March.
Yeah, we realized that. You told us that.
Yeah, January 6th, Epiphany is like really big in Italy and Poland.
Three Kings Day.
Three
Oh,
Kings Day.
Epiphany, and so that's
Three
they
Kings Day.
close then. This place sort of shuts down.
Yeah,
then.
it's a holiday.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like Christmas.
Yeah.
some part of the country celebrate, it's more important than Christmas Day. It's,
Right, yeah.
you know, when the king supposedly showed up or whatever.
Okay.
I lived here, so,
Where do you live? Firenze.
in Florence.
Yeah.
From the States originally,
Before
but-
we taste a couple of wines, I wanted to show you a map of the winery. Now, this is not very 100% updated to this year, but I think maps are allowing us to understand better what's going on. This is Castello di Volpaia, the estate in Chianti. Okay, so if you came from Radda, so from south, and you just drove with your cars all the way up, that's the road you just drive up to reach the village here. See how small the village compares to the vineyards. Pink, these are the vineyards. Okay, this is Sangiovese, red grapes, for more than 90%. A little bit of Merlot, a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's Sangiovese, king of the red grapes in Chianti Classico. Okay. Greens, this is the olive trees. You can taste it pure by the spoon if you would like to. We also produce extra virgin olive oil since the very beginning, together with the wine and the wine vinegars. All around the vineyards is more than 300 hectares of trees and forest. This is allowing us to kind of protect the vineyards, creating a super organic certified environment. The vineyards are organic certified. If you grow organic certified vineyards along the highways, I don't know what organic it's all about, you know? So this is a matter of creating kind of a little ecosystem here in Volpaia and allowing the grapes to grow in the best natural way possible. Now, we're living, unfortunately, during those last tremendous years in a period of climate change. So the global warming is like heating the temperature from south. Okay, so this is getting hotter and hotter. As you can see by looking up north, those brand new vineyards are growing since 3 or 4 years now in the perfect altitude situation. When the family started producing Chianti Classicos in the 70s here, to grow Sangiovese over there was considered to be impossible. This is 700 meters above sea level, a crazy altitude back then. But now, 23 and 24 is teaching us that 700 meters, it's an okay altitude, okay? This is sad, this is impressive, this is not cool. This is not cool of us cutting trees and moving vineyards upstairs. This is scary, but this is not Volpaia in Tuscany. This is worldwide, okay? This is a beautiful, a tremendous situation, the one we live in right now in terms of wine production that is affecting the globe. And I do think people are not talking about that argument so much. And so even by looking at the map, you can see how scary the situation is becoming during the last years, okay? Now we're tasting the wines we've been doing back to 2020 vintages, so don't worry about that. We'll try to enjoy that, okay? Let's go see.
They basically own the entire valley. It's amazing.
What's amazing is how they're gonna have to make their lines.
First off, scary.
So
I
basically,
think one of the restroom is broken. It's written outside. Feel free to use whatever you want.
Volpaia owns most of this valley.
Everything you see color,
Yeah.
it's us.
Yeah.
enjoy the tour. Okay. Now we go tasting with them.
Grazie.
We see you later at the shop if
Oh,
you're
sure,
tasting.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or otherwise, with Lorenzo will add the reception.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. Can I just do a quick photo of the room? Yeah, thank you.
It's a region. But they have wine here too.
Yeah.
Of course.